I'd like to talk to you tonight about the difference between erotic fiction and gay erotic fiction, or what is mostly referred to as MM romance. Erotica is a genre of literature that includes sexually explicit details as a primary feature. Basically, the acts are the same, they're just longer, a little more drawn out, and a heck of a lot dirtier than what you would find in a traditional romance novel. Gay erotic fiction, or MM romance, is basically the same thing as erotica. The only difference is the main characters are gay, lesbian, transgender, or bi. I want you to look at these book covers, and the actual book covers, and see if you can figure out which one of these would be classified as gay erotic fiction or MM romance. The answer simply is they both are. The first book is called Hawk's Landing. It was written by Carol Lynn, who is a wonderful writer that I've had a chance to meet in real life. She's also a mom of two wonderful daughters, and this book was a stretch for her. Regardless of the fact that she has many MM romance novels under her belt, this was the first time she ever wrote about a transgender character finding her place in this wild world and the love of her life. The second book, Gypsy Heart, was written by my mentor and friend A.J. Llewellyn, an openly gay man with more love for his readers than most New York Times writers. Gypsy Heart is the second in a series of three, and is particularly a special set of books for him. They're historically accurate. These books follow two male lovers after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And as I had said, they're historically accurate. He took painstaking detail in making sure that everything from the actual bombing to the aftermath of the Hawaiian Islands was accurate. The only made-up part basically was the two main characters. Just some interesting facts. Did you know that more women read and buy erotic fiction novels, especially under the genre of gay romance? Also, straight women outnumber gay men as writers, meaning more women write in this genre than gay men. Erotica, again, does not mean porn. It just means trashier novels, at least in my opinion. Again, it isn't porn. Porn has a minimal storyline. Porn is about the sex. Erotica is about the act, but more in depth, more feeling and love, and just more feeling than you would get in a traditional romance. I read these books because I cannot stand regular romance, where it's basically men of the strong silent type. I'm very untraditional in that sense. These books range from very graphic to sweet kiss at the end. The men are vulnerable and looking for something important. These books offer more in-depth depth. These men have depth. It's not about sweeping the person off of their feet and getting their happily ever after. It is truly about working at it and facing up to obstacles. And sometimes we don't get a happily ever after. We get a happily ever or a happily for right now. In closing, I want you to think about the differences and to understand that just because the word erotic is in there does not define it as porn. If you really want to read something sweet and beautiful and just different, feel free to ask me about some of my favorite writers. Lastly, I believe that gay erotic fiction is the best kept secret of the writing world, and some secrets are best screamed out loud, and this is one that I truly, truly love screaming about. Thank you very much for watching my PowerPoint presentation. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed giving it to you.